Since May 28th, we have been sharing stories of unmarked graves found near residential schools around British Columbia and the rest of the country. The horrifying stories of children who didn't make it home, their families unsure of what happened to them. But for those who did, it would be a lifetime of pain, not knowing who they were or really understanding why they were sent away. This is the story of Elder Clifford Quaw.
Meet Elder Quaw.
I was only about 10, 11 years old when I first started that.
When Elder Quaw arrived at the Lejac residential school for the first time, it was very different than what he was used to back home.
Lejac residential school, it was a big red building, very imposing. First thing we discovered was it had electricity. Click, click. And instead of outhouses, we had indoor toilets. Flush toilet.
Lejac Residential School was in operation from 1922 to 1976. At just 5 years old, Elder Quaw was forced to attend that school in 1953.
To 1963, instead of going to Lejac, they took all the students from here to Prince George at St. Mary's Catholic School. Did that for a year. And after that, it didn't work. And they sent us back to Lejac in 1964. 1964 was my last year.
That first night there taunts him.
During the night, all you hear is crying. All them kids crying. Simply because they want to go home. Home is a long ways from home. And they all was crying and finally just petered out.
You see a man of many smiles and stories, but locked away is a dark past of unimaginable horror, trauma, sexual and physical abuse. Lejac was a place where you would be obedient and conform to what the nuns and priests wanted, or you would suffer the consequences.
Were you sexually abused?
That's... I'm trying to remember, but I'm sure I did. Was abused. Because certain parts of my memory from grade 1, 2, and 3 to grade 4 was blanked out. I barely remember. And so I realized that so much trauma happened to me, maybe one of them is sexual abuse, that I blanked it out.
Elder Quaw is a strong man, a wise man, looked up to by many other survivors because these silent tales aren't often told. For him, he says, there are many things that he can't remember, things he feels are quietly locked away in his mind so that he doesn't have to endure that pain again. On Thursday, we'll hear more from Elder Quaw on what he had to deal with at Lejac and how he did what he could to get an education and ended up teaching years later.